Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Cristo and I am sadly alone. Lambert has gone to bed, the wimp. I'm going to do one more episode because I want to get these basic electronic boards done. I imagine without talking to him, like it'll be less interesting, but I'll get a lot more done. So I'm gonna push through. I've realised the soundtrack has stopped. No, the music has stopped. Let me rejuvenate some music for us here. Right, there we go. European Stylus Rome. Sounds good. Okay, so solder comes out here. It takes a Christ ton of solder. Resin to get this thing working, doesn't it? Okay, solder comes in here. I need solder plate at this stage as well. Wait. What's the rubber for? Crap. I don't even need rubber for this. I just need solder. That's right, I just need resin and solder plate. Crap. Okay. Yeah, you can go down here again then. Come out here. And go on this side of this. And we'll get all this rubber. In fact, yeah, just deconstruct this lot. Oh, God. I don't know what I was thinking. There must have been something that needed rubber. Does this need rubber at all? No. It doesn't. This doesn't take rubber, does it? No. Oh, God, it takes carbon. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But we'll manage. We shall persevere. No, let's go on the other side. There we go. And now this can go back this way. Awesome. Grab all the rubber. And in fact, now I've got the rubber, I might as well just turn it all into wire, mightn't I? Because wires do come in very handy. They're extremely useful for little situations like we got with the power over there, which make them invaluable. So I'm going to run this. I might as well just run it a compact way to begin with, even if you want to expand this later. And I'm going to put this on the bus. There. Now, with this, I need some basic electronic components, which take tinned copper wire and carbon. Right. We need coal on the bus, I happen to know, in order to make carbon. So I'm going to get some coal, and I'm going to finagle it along this line here. There we go. Something like this. And then where's my coal going to come from? I guess just leach it off here. Seems fine. Oh, by the way, something you can do to place things, to place belt faster, is you can just do this. And then have your bots do it. Have the nanobots handle it. There we go. Okay, so there's some coal. Is this all working up here? Yes, good. And this isn't working fast enough because the output's too slow. Let's just ram it on. For now, we just want to get it done. Get her done. Don't want to worry about anything else. Yeah, that's the wrong way around. Okay, is this number dropping? Yes, it is. Okay, good. So, enough output there. We could do with another input then, probably. What's the next thing that happens after output? Usually it's the input that becomes the problem. Okay, good. Okay, so here's this. Coal's arrived. Now, how do I make carbon? There it is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, to remain positive. To make carbon, I need coke and carbon difreaking-oxide. Well, that's a thing. How do I get carbon dioxide exactly? Well, okay, I know how to get coke. Let's get coke first. Coke, I crush it, then I cook it, and then I have coke. Okay. Let's keep it real small and simple. I just want some of these boards, because as soon as I have some, what are they called? Basic electronic, BEB, BEBs. As soon as I have some BEBs, then life just becomes so much easier because I can get green science, I can get larger assembling machines, everything will be good. All sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops for everyone. So this stuff, excuse me, needs crushing. So let's just do like 2 ore crushers. Where are they showing up? There they are. Put one there and one there. Let's just go straight in, straight out. I'll worry about ratios in a second. Give me some crushed coal, please. Okay, crushed coal. 1 coal in, 1 coal out, 1 second each. No, 1 coal in, 2 out per second. Okay, so we're going to need some of this action going on with a little bit of an offset. And there we go. There's our crushed coal. And then crushed coal gets cooked straight away. Might as well just drop down 4. Fine. And very conveniently, crushed coal is, of course, its own fuel. And so do that. And there's our coke. Superb. Now we just power the whole thing. Wow, I do work fast when I'm distracted by Lambert, don't I? Just bam, done, print it. But hey, he's fun to have around, so don't tell him I said that. Okay. Coal. Crush coal. And once it finishes... it's going to fill it with fuel first. Let's go up to 10. Let's see. How high does it automatically put it? Might go all the way up to full, which will be like 200, which would be a bit insane. And these things are, yeah, slightly limited by output. But it's not a huge deal. Because like I said, just a little deal. Okay, so once we've got this, we then need to combine it with carbon difreaking oxide. Carbon dioxide is a product of emptying a carbon dioxide barrel. Who knew? Carbon dioxide. You can make carbon dioxide out of coal. Fan-freaking-tastic. In what? In what? Excuse me, my stomach's rumbling again. What do I make? Liquefier? No, it's like a... excuse me, a gasifier? Like I want to make it into gas. But yeah, it's a liquefier. Okay. 50 carbon dioxide from 1 coal. Sweet. Okay. Well, it's just... excuse me. Liquefier does not support moving. Okay. This liquefier comes down here. And yeah, just go above the liquefier. It's just a little quick dirty spot to quickly make me some carbon dioxide. And then the carbon dioxide is going to go into something, which is going to use this. What was it? So you can use carbon dioxide and coal to make... Oh, it's probably not that. We need to use carbon dioxide and coal to make this, which is made in... Oh, it's another liquefier. Okay, cool. So we can just do this nice, simple, neat little layout where you just have one liquefier feeding directly into the next one. So this one makes carbon. And this is going to need... That's... You can output there, and that's... Carbon line. And inputs. And go. Marvelous. This needs 1 coal every 2 seconds. 1 inserter can handle that. This needs 2 coke every 2 seconds. 1 inserter can handle that. But there's still none coming out because these freaking things are full. So let's just expedite the process a bit by doing this. Get that going. So it goes in there. Can it handle the output? It's producing 3 carbon every 2 seconds. It can't quite handle the output. I can live with it, I think. For now, let's have carbon share a belt with this solder. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Yes, there is. And it's like that. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now we have our mixed carbon and that belt, which I can then... Where has it gone? This one. Tinned copper wire and carbon this takes. Ah. Okay, no, so it's better not to do a mixed bar of that then. So this is already 4 wide, yeah. Yep, so I'll just do this. Alright, so next I need tinned copper wire. Tinned copper wire is pretty simple. You get tin and you get copper and you put it together, right? Where is it? There it is. You get copper cable, right? Which is copper wire. Copper cable and copper wire are just the same thing, as far as I can tell. It's just a different name for bobs, I think. Or maybe they changed it in base game. I don't know. I haven't played base in a while, except my Adaway campaign. Okay, tin copper wire, tin plate, and copper cable. So, copper. Easy enough. There it is. And tin, also. Very much easy enough. Okay. And like I said, it's going to be very small scale production. We're not going to worry about making everything super efficient. This is just a nice, quick and dirty, get me the ingredients I need so that we can get these darn bebs done. As I recall, this what are they called? Basic electronic components was one of the #1 bottlenecks. No, this is wrong. These want to make copper wire. Where's it gone? Copper cable even. There it is. Metallurgy casting. What? What? How weird. Right. And actually that can be done in a superior machine, can't it? These are strictly superior because they're smaller, they have faster crafting speed, and they cost less. They cost the same amount of electricity. So, in my view, they're strictly better. Well, they're strictly better for those, recipes they can actually do. Obviously, they're obviously quite a bit worse considering there are recipes they can't do. But you know what I meant. I hope you know what I meant. And into tinned. 3 every 0.5 seconds. 2 every 0.5 seconds. So we want 1 more of these. Then we do these. And tin copper wire. And we need some tin up here. That's all going to go on the far side. So if we put this on the near side, and then we yank that out and put it down there. Superb. Okay. What's going on? Ah, yes. Clean that line. Things seem to be slowing down. Power's fine because Lambert went nuts. Like the power production right now is kind of banging. Gotta say, he did a good job of that. Okay, is this all working? Like, why aren't you working? Ah, because as always, it's the same old thing. The inserters have the wrong item currently held. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Tin copper wire. So, now all we need is these 2 lines. Might as well lean this up a bit at the bottom. There we go. And all I need to do is... In fact, really, what I could do is just... send this straight back up. We'll deal with having carbon and tin copper wire on the bus later. For now, like I've said, probably too many times, but in my defense, it's quite late. Here's some bebs. Not bebs. Beaks? Becks. Becks. Basic electronic components. And there we have it. Excuse me. There we go. Done! Yes! Okay, and now these basic electronic components, which we should put on both sides of this line. Oh, wait, do I have right-angled inserters yet? No. Wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I could have him do this. Hey, I have right-angled circles. Okay, I'm going to go and look at some of my my other designs in a minute then. Well, not in a minute. Probably next episode. When I've slept. But for now, we need finally these. Solder, basic circuit boards, and basic electronic components. Hell yeah. Alright, let's... oh yes, an orphaned one of those. Can't have that. Let me just lay down some more belts. And here, I don't know why it doesn't do it in the middle for some reason. Alright, I need some more. Get a ton more belt. Reduce it down to 1 to fix these little holes. There we go, and yeah, those handy nanobots that Lambert made will fill in all these gaps. Fabulous. And the same up here. Same here. You can see how the belt becomes pretty big pretty quickly as you add all these extra components. So, we need basic electronic components. We need solder. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Let's keep them on one side for now. And then we can throw these on this side. Is that working? No, that isn't working. Do that then. It's fine. And the final ingredient, basic electronic boards. That's right. It needs to come up about here. Alright, as I said to Lambert earlier, just make a bunch of splitters in your inventory. They're the kind of thing you just want a ton of every so often. And the joy of the bus being this shape is you can just click and drag all the way up. Unfortunately not just here, because of the squirrely gig going on up here. In which case you have to do something like this. But that's no problem. Okay, these can probably be made in these things. These can take 3 components, right? I think so. Yes. Indeed they can. Glorious. And it's going to need this. Then one of these is going to have to be long-handed on each, and we are going to need the occasional pole. I could probably get away with doing one like here, and then pick up here, drop off here, pick up here, drop off here. But we'll need to make that the long-handed one. And, oh god, it's all moving, it's hard to see. I'll make them all long-handed for a second. And then I want to make the short-handed ones the ones that are adjacent to boxes. Great. And now, here it is, the moment of truth. Also, I'd like relatively equal output on both sides of the belt. And just to make that easier to accomplish, I'm going to do this so I can make 2 of them near-handed. And power it. And done. Hell to the yeah. And now these could definitely do with being fast-handed inserters. So as the first ever fast-handed inserter goes down, in order to facilitate the manufacture of more fast-handed inserters by giving me a sizable box of these things. Fantastic. I can also now use filter inserters, which means I can make Lambert's life a whole lot easier when I send him back into the the ore sorting mines. This needs to be long-handed. As does this. Long-handed, long-handed. This one should be long-handed. Might as well make it the same all the way up. Another of these here and here. And copy the settings over. When you queue an entity, I think it should probably copy the settings. That's okay. And yes, as you can see, it's instantly these that are the bottleneck. So why don't I just immediately ramp up production of those? Like so. It's probably actually, yeah, it's the output that's the actual issue. So maybe a better way to fix this would just be with more inserters taking their output. But, I mean, we're not that far. Well, yeah, we're quite a long way off. It's relatively close, though. Some of them are going green. Yeah, we need the better... Actually, hang on. We got steel now. Yeah, we have got steel now. So that means I should be able to do power distribution. No, I haven't researched power distribution. Is that right? Yeah. We need to research electric distribution 1. But we have the basic electronic boards. Hell yes. Okay, and having those basic electronic boards, we are now in a wonderful situation. Because we can make these. Assembly machine 2s. Yes, 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 yes. Which is absolutely marvellous. Alright, we don't need that. I'd like these on my belt. Beautiful. I think I'm going to probably need to expand the tool belt soon, because I'm getting pretty full of the kind of standard stuff that you want to be using a lot of the time, especially once I want to have large energy poles on here. But there we go. Basic electronic circuit board production. It's mostly just this area which is doing it. Well, that's not really fair. It's really this area that's doing most of the heavy lifting for the manufacturing. What is going on over here? Oh, it's shut down because of lack of wood. Yes, that makes sense. Let's just... it's my final act of the evening. Let me just go decimate like a serious amount of forest, and then I shall call it a day. This is of course going to aggravate any biters that are anywhere nearby, but hey, that's just the nature of the game, I think, especially as we move into this slightly, I don't know if I'd call it mid-game yet. I think we're still very much early game, having not yet automated green science. But the precipice of automating brew science, I need to go to bed. On the precipice of automating blue science, it's a good place to be. So we shall go from here. Ah, can I? So wood players inventory is full. Yeah, that's fair enough. Here, just drop this. Kill it, and then we'll put in here everything that isn't nanobots and or wood. And another one. And we'll just come back here and I'll gather it all up at the beginning of the next episode, and that can be where I start, you know, with all that stuff in my inventory. Right, get it all. Oh god, I dumped a bunch on the floor. Let me pick that up. That's not letting me pick it up. Oh, it is. My pickup range is super short or something. Can I deconstruct it? Yes, I can. I need to tweak the range at which I can pick stuff up off the floor. I think I may have set that wrong in world generation settings. It's going to take a while with all these things. Oh dear. That's okay. We're gathering up the wood. It's good. It's productive. Yoink. Fantastic. Well, this is the end of my first recording session. I think we made good headway. We've got a bus going. We've got some very basic smelting going. My objective for the next session will be, first and foremost, we need to automate the manufacture of green science and all that entails. If you're not clear, what that does entail is basically just inserters. So we'll automate the manufacture of inserters and pump that into green science, and then we're going to make a seriously beefy little nicely ratioed red and green science production area, which will generate you know, the right ratio of red to green at the same rate, because you always use the same number of red and green at the same time when you're using both red and green. So we'll produce red and green at the same rate, and we will use, you know, we'll have the right number of, well, you can't really have the right number of science places, I guess. We'll have probably just too many science bases, and we'll have it in a nice, like, scalable way, such that we can always put more science into the science centers that we build. What else? Lambert will finish automating wood by going through glass, and he will be very happy to learn that filter inserters are now a thing, and so his glass manufacturing will be much easier. And then, using metallurgy and filter inserters and ore sorters, predominantly metallurgy, but which will be new for me, which I'm very excited about, but also ore sorting and filter inserters, allowing ore sorting to not be an absolute nightmare. We will massively increase the rate, not the rate at which, but well, partly the rate and also the efficiency with which we generate materials. And I think we will also generate a bunch of new metals, because when we sort it, we're going to get all this new ore that we haven't been getting before, because we've just been, you know, we've just been getting the raw materials and then shoving them in a furnace rather than actually kind of sorting the situation out. Oh, red geodes, sod off. And it's freaking Lambert. The rock is Lambert personified. And yeah, so we'll hugely increase our iron and copper output, and we'll get a whole bunch of new materials. But it's the metallurgy stuff. It's going to be fun. We're going to get blast furnaces, chemical furnaces, and then we're going to get induction furnaces and casting machines. Sounds fun. And this probably is the final time. Oh, look, we're discovering a whole new biome over here. We have a mod, by the way, called Alien Biomes, which is why there are some... no, I can't zoom in just there, but over here. Some like desert areas, and then there's some normal green areas, and then there's some kind of polar areas over here. And I don't know what the other areas are. Maybe there's like tundra. This purple stuff seems interesting. But I'm sure we'll learn. But yeah, hopefully with the automation of trees, this is the last time I'll have to do a big tree run. Although it's useful for a kind of, you know, ending monologue. It's, can you cancel deconstructions? I'm pressing all the shortcuts I could think of. Interesting thing to learn, but anyway. See, I didn't use as many nanobots as I would have expected, really. Speed, infinite per second. Revives ghost entities and rage. How many frames also repairs damaged entities. Also, it deconstructs. Like that's one of the really important things. It deconstructs. All right, these bloomin' geodes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave them all the way out here, out in the cold. They're my problem with the bus gets this much longer, which won't be that long. It'll probably happen in the next session, but not for a few episodes. All right, so yeah, all this is shut down because total wood deficit has set in. There we go. Chock full of wood. And this thing can take a bunch of extra ones of these. I'll keep 100 on me. Okay, and this can go up to... Alright, I need those chests back. Where are they? They're about here. Where'd they go? Hiding from me. There they are. It's a bit dark up there. Maybe we should do lights in the next episode. Solar plate, I don't need that. It takes solder, doesn't it? Yeah. And the solder's being smelted up here. I'll guess just... No. Yeah, slot that in there. And in there. Good. I don't need to carry solar plate around. Carbon. You can go in... where am I making carbon? Here. You can go in the output of that one. And yes, so I'd like some fast inserters. And then these fast inserters I will use to unbox wood. Great. Okay, well, very productive session. Thank you all very much for watching this final episode of the first session. Of course, for you, the next episode will just be tomorrow, but for me, it will be, well, probably tomorrow too, but a different tomorrow to you. Bus is set up. It's all looking pretty good. Steel's ticking along. Let's look at our production stats. So far, we have mined 132,000 saffrite ore. Wow, that's quite high. Yeah, we've used a third of our saffrite ore so far. Although actually, to be fair, a lot of it has gone into iron that we haven't used. Like, there's lots of iron tied up down here. But still, that's too much. We need to get going on trains. And where's our... That's the other thing. Like, do you see sapphirite? Because I don't see sapphirite. I see stereotype, chrontinium, stereotype, javolite, rubitite, rubite. I don't know. I don't see any sapphirite, which is a problem because that's the easy iron one. But you know, we're learning more complex iron. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did, in which case you would have enjoyed it rather a lot. See you next time. Bye bye.